Oh, it's lit. We prime time. Subscribe, like, and share. Give us your feedback. Yo, I'm Manny at the plate and Kobe off a steal. Gretzky for the goal and Brady at the wheel. I'm a game changer, the Osaka of the tennis. And breaking scoreboards, Simone of the Olympics. Defense and big business, the Mayweather who way better. From the greatness of Jim Brown, I've been down. Talking sports before I was off the porch. Screaming Bo knows while Jordan was playing horse. Late 80s getting torched by the drive and the shot. 2016 got a ring off the three in the block. They eased to forgot the cardiac kids. Price and Doherty, Bale in the Indian years. This who it is. Your host DeeTrynt, yo, that's a name banger. Come in the streets and talk sports with the game changer. Yo, your host DeeTrynt, that's a name banger. Come in the streets and talk sports with the game changer. DeeTrynt, Game Changer Sports Talk, in the street sports, man. What's really good, all right? Now I had to try to chime in right quick, fuck with y'all, cause the Browns are a hot topic right now, all right? Baker Mayfield came out publicly, let it be known that hey, he want to be a Cleveland Brown. He like it here, all right? And I don't think there's nothing wrong with that, Baker. I think most of us can appreciate you coming out and letting it be known that you would like to stay in Cleveland, even though, fans be crazy. At the same token, though, it still begs the question, do we have a quarterback controversy in Cleveland? All right? Is this the Browns being the Browns? Now, me personally, I don't think so. I think this is just a part of the process when you go from a bottom dwelling team to an emerging top tier consistent. You know what I'm saying? Bottom line. Wait, hold on right quick. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Gotta get my share on, you feel me? Left the phone so I can get my share on, you know what I'm saying? Because I need y'all to come on and chime in with me one time. You feel what I'm talking about? But like I said, I don't think we necessarily got a QB controversy. What I will say is though, we need some certainty at that position. Baker Mayfield, I pulled up Baker Mayfield metrics, right? Just glancing by them. And it's interesting that his play seems inconsistent. Now, his inconsistent play could be blamed on a lot of things. But the one thing consistent in all these regimes is him. And it's another thing that's been consistent about his play, and it's been his inability to recognize defensive coverages. All right? Now, I don't think anybody in the Browns, anybody who was a Browns faithful or a Browns fan is tripping off the fact that Baker Mayfield is 6 foot and he can't necessarily see over the defense like that. There are ways to use a quarterback of that nature. At the same token, it's hard to call plays for a quarterback that can't go through pass progressions. Now, because of how the year played out and because of how he is taking his stance on don't try to divide me from the fans that support me, which is good because the fans that critique him a lot, get to actually get heard on the fact that we don't hate Baker, but we're going to hold you accountable for who you are and the things you do. Hold on right quick. Hold on, I have to get my cup right quick because you know Baker coming out saying something to the media. I want y'all to understand how a lot of us Cleveland sports fans appreciate a star, even a megastar in our city, putting them on blast. Now, I want you to understand there are a lot of great and talented sports writers and commentators that come from the city of Cleveland and talk about Cleveland sports. But they are not the ones who get the national recognition. And the ones that do get the national recognition are not the ones who speak for the fans. Okay? I'm not even tripping on whether the story is true or not, because when you're mad at Cleveland fans, when you're mad at how Cleveland be playing sometimes, you say a lot of shit. All right? What I am upset about, though, is the fact that why would you even produce the story to begin with? What was your whole purpose for putting it out there in the first place? What were you looking to accomplish? We already have, all right, controversy on the strength of the fact that we underachieved. You know what I'm saying? Everything about our team was nice, but our passing game, which consisted of the receivers, the tight ends, and the quarterback. It's not just the quarterback that's part of the passing game. It's the receivers and tight ends as well. Okay? Our special teams didn't do much. All right. But I correlate special teams play to offensive play. You know what I'm saying? If you got nice, weapons on the offense, then they can return some punts and kicks, especially when you got a defense that's going to get you the ball back and get you multiple opportunities. At the same token, though, like the offense got to be able to keep the chains moving. Is there a QB controversy? There could be one. There could be one. But it ain't. It's just the evolution in the process. I got to keep saying that, man, because I don't want people to be like, damn, the Browns don't know who their quarterback is. It's not necessarily that we don't know who he is. We just ain't sure who he ain't. And you like, man, that's the same motherfucking thing. Not necessarily. Like, we got Baker, right? If Baker can, improve his ability to read defenses, then Baker is arguably one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the league. He can make every throw. He can move. You know what I'm saying? He can escape rushes. He can do quite a few things. But if he can put that with a mental game, he fire. If he don't put it with a mental game, Cleveland has a good enough team that a number of quarterbacks will want to come play with this team. They may not want to come live in Cleveland, which is understandable. But that roster that Andrew Berry has put together or capitalized on inheriting from the base and what he's added the last 2 off seasons, this is a beautiful team. This is a Super Bowl team. All right. You could say, okay, but they don't have receivers or quarterback. But that's what make a quarterback want to come play. He know he got a running game. He know he got an offensive line and a defensive front 7. He got corners on the other side that he could, you feel me? So he could literally come in and choose his offensive weapons as far as passing targets. He's going to get 2 young tight ends because I don't think Hooper stays. Not because I don't think Hooper will play better with a better quarterback, but because unless Hooper restructure his contract, he ain't show he worth that $44 million. And David Njoku up for a renegotiation, and I would rather pay David Njoku $35 million.
Here, I'd rather give Chief that money.
I'd rather pay him $35 million than continue to pay Hooper $40 million. You know what I'm saying? Wait, hold on right quick. Like, hello,
Yes, yes.
you know what I'm saying? Where was I at? What was I saying? I do that sometimes. Um, but like I say, if Baker combine that with that, he'll be fine. But if he doesn't, the team is so nice that a quarterback can come over here and choose his offensive weapon, his offensive targets. Like we was talking about Njoku. I would much rather play Njoku at 35, you know what I'm saying, for the next 4 seasons. Because Njoku gonna be cool with, listen, his tenure, his last year on his rookie deal was a $6 million deal. So you telling me you wouldn't rather give Njoku $8 million a year for 4 years, or $8 million a year for 5 years, versus paying Hooper $11 million a year for 4 years and not get nothing? You know what I'm saying? Why not? I even put some, incentives in there for Njoku, to be able to, make a little couple extra dollars. You know what I'm saying? Because I think, it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. He's a weapon to exploit the defense. You know what I'm saying? And then having Harrison Bryant there too. Listen, any quarterback gonna be like, oh, I got two young good ones. You know what I'm saying? Okay, boom. Now you come and choose your targets. I mean, I'm gonna say it like this: Devontae Adams wouldn't dare leave Green Bay if Aaron Rodgers is gonna stay. But if Aaron Rodgers is skeptical and the Browns could get a Deshaun Watson to come over here and play, you don't think Devontae Adams will play with Nick Chubb and Deshaun Watson? You don't think he'll take that? Are you serious, bro? What? With that offensive line? Are you crazy? So it's like I say, it's not, the Browns don't know what it is, but they know what it ain't. And they know for a fact that they ain't in a position that they can't get a top tier quarterback. They're in a prime position to make a pitch for any top tier quarterback that's going to look at this team and say, damn, I can come over here and say, hey, coach, I want this receiver and I want this receiver to pair with what we got over here. That's the situation any quarterback is looking for. That's exactly what they're looking for. We got a young defense that's getting better, that's going to continue to get better. Okay, Jadeveon Clowney gonna get re-signed, bro. I'm telling you here right now. Let me see. Myles Garrett got 6 years, 125 million, which is virtually 25 million a year. Jadeveon Clowney complimenting him, thinking how Ward probably gonna get around. I don't. If I'm gonna say this, I don't think Ward will get 20 million a year, even though I think he's worth 20 million a year. However, though, I do think he's worth $100 million. You know what I'm saying? If Miles give you what he give you for 125, you could definitely give Ward one at least 100. You know what I'm saying? And if you stretch it over 5 or 6 years, I don't think that's a bad thing. If he gonna take 5 years, 100 mil, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But if he take it for 6 years with a few incentives, that work a little better. Take 6 years, 100 million, bro. Because the Browns gonna get that 100 mil from the Browns. You feel me? And you locked in at home till you 30. So that's great. You know what I'm saying? But stretching out to 6 years allows us to do something with Jadeveon. And I mean, we could considerably get him at 12 to 15 a year. I mean, you say Jadeveon, bro, I give you 5 years, 70 million. 4 years, 60 million. I think he takes that. You know what I'm saying? Wait, hold on, y'all. Yeah, like I was saying, y'all. Gotta excuse my popping in and out. I got a few things going on, but I need to be able to step out here and express these thoughts while I had this time. So I feel like I appreciate y'all rocking with me and shit. But yeah, I think 5 years, 70 million, 4 years, 60 million, some shit like that. I don't see why Jadavian wouldn't take that. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you give him like, in the second year they can come back to the table, In 2 years they can come back to the table and see what's up. I think that's popping, especially with the TV contracts about to increase, the salary cap and the bump back from the COVID fiasco. So like Browns will have some money. You think about what they could do at the linebacker position. I mean, you could retain Taki and Mac Wilson for a low number. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep, your linebacking core fulfilled and have, pieces that's been with the team that could play some special teams because clearly JOK is clearly the top linebacker. Jacob Phillips is proved to be better than those two. So, you know, I mean, Taki good on the run support, you know what I'm saying? And both of them got health concerns. They can't possibly be looking for $20 million deals. But you could bring those guys back on $2-3 million deals for a couple seasons, 3 years, 10 million, a couple years, 8 million, something like that. Like, I mean, you should be able to swing that because you want to keep continuity, but you want to keep depth. Yeah, you're gonna bring in guys, on the rookie side, but you want those guys to come into a culture. You know what I'm saying? And whether the Browns have been fulfilling expectations or not, they do have what is considered a winning culture right now. It's not a losing culture. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they ain't gonna be able to get over 500 this year in the first year of a 17-game season, but last year they was 11-5. The year before that they was like 8-8. The year before that was like 7-8-1. So it's like, they're definitely climbing. You know what I'm saying? They're definitely going from a team that was, you know, 3-3 what was that, 3-13, 4-12, 5-11, 2-14 type shit. This was the team that we coming from. So, it's a process and a progress. But I don't think, it's a process to the progress. But I could say wholeheartedly, ain't no QB controversy going on, bro. It's just about, is Baker going to do what he do? You know what I'm saying? Or will something come up? Now, we beat the Deshaun Watson, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson debate. We beat that over the head. All right, so I ain't gonna continue to beat that over the head. You know what I'm saying? What I will say is, what are the viable options? What's really going on? What can really, hold on? I'm looking for it. Bro, you put the link on the page. Let me get over here to this link one time. Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go. No, I got it. Yep, I got it. No, I'm on the book. I already did it on Twitter. But I ain't in no groups on Twitter. You feel me?
Oh, yeah,
so I don't even know how to get in groups on Twitter. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I ain't even got that far.
No real groups. You just retweet that motherfucker.
Yeah, you feel me? But I definitely retweeted. Hold on, I want to share this in a few groups right quick. Get a couple people in while I can steal some time to talk to y'all.
Get that like
because
button or that dislike button.
That part.
If you want to dislike, man, join and tell us why you dislike. What you
that part.
With.
We open the opinion, Nah, I don't think it. Some people just probably ain't hip. They don't know. You feel me? So I figure I'll post this around right quick. You know what I'm saying? Get a couple people chiming in.
Got to.
and see what we got going on. All right, because
Got to.
I just don't see no QB controversy. I think finally the organization is in a position of power. The type of positions that the rest of our routes or the rest of our division doesn't seem to be able to do with the quarterbacks. Because in our division, the Pittsburgh that had Roethlisberger for a while, but before that they was fumbling. It was Neil O'Donnell and Cordell Stewart and Byron Lepp. They was going through them, but they keep a solid team. They defense good. They keep some type of offensive weapons, whether it be line and running backs and a couple receivers. They keep some type of way to be a threat. So because of that, when they go through their QB, carousels, it don't seem as obvious because the rest of the team is good. This is where Cleveland is just now getting to. Hold on. Oh, I'm Gucci for a second, for sure. You know what I'm saying? This is where Cleveland is just now getting to. So, but Cleveland is even in a better position of power because just say if Baker Mayfield did want to get on some trash, it wouldn't have mattered because he don't make or break the success of the team. You know what I'm saying? And where people are anxious to see what another capable quarterback could do with Kevin Stefanski, he has to prove that he's more than just a system quarterback. Because right now it seems like his success is heavily predicated on the things around him. Where other guys' success isn't predicated on what's around them, but what's around them can make them either more lethal. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you couldn't make it work with Odell Beckham. You know what I'm saying? That don't even make sense to no quarterback. No good quarterback, bro. That would never make sense. You couldn't make it work with Odell Beckham, and you can barely make it work with Jarvis Landry. But that's okay because those guys were not picked by this regime. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to understand when a new regime come in and they inherit guys, they get to choose which guys they want to keep. You know what I'm saying? Whether us fans like it or not, they get to choose which guys they want to keep. And whether people want to admit it or not openly and be fully acceptance to it, accepting to it, General Manager Andrew Berry and head coach Kevin Stefanski, along with defensive coordinator Joe Woods, have all earned the right to pick their own players. You know what I'm saying? We also, as a team and as an organization, as a franchise, as a Browns culture, haven't had no stability. So we've had an owner who's consistently tried to get the team better over the past several years, decade for sure. I mean, regardless of what you want to say about Mr. Haslam and Miss Haslam putting their 2 cents in or whatever, they cough up that bread and make the moves needed to make sure the team gets better and it progress. So everybody, don't know all the right ways at the right time, but you got to start from somewhere and grow into something. You feel what I'm saying? This front office, Kevin, they fit. I was mad at Joe Woods, but bro, hold on right quick.
DeeTrynt to be right back.
Yo, you got it. Appreciate y'all. Six Slim, what up? You know what I'm saying? So, this regime, as I was saying, has picked the right to pick their own quarterback because they've proven that they could pick quality players at other positions. We still have guys on this team that's still going to grow that we haven't got to see a lot of. They've been invested in, but some going to shake because we got a developmental system. I mean, remember a time when the Browns couldn't grow their own talent, couldn't groom and nurture their own talent? Remember a time when no Cleveland team couldn't do that? We ain't even hit on these Cavs yet, and they played tonight in Portland. You know what I'm saying? Out on the West Coast in Oregon. You feel me? 10 o'clock kickoff. You know what I'm saying? Or tip off, I should say. But we'll get to them Cavs in a second. These Browns, the players get better. Greedy sat out a couple years. But the way he played this year, it don't really seem like he sat out a couple years except for his, his endurance. Other than that, though, as far as his play, he seemed like he done got better. Grant Delpit sat out a whole year. He seemed like he got better. You know what I'm saying? Jacob Phillips then got a little better. You know what I'm saying? Even though he sat out a lot of the year. JOK then definitely got better from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. I don't know what they're going to do with Anthony Walker. They could keep him or they could draft a guy. It just depends how shit shake out. But, highlighting all that is just getting back to my point that this team, this roster looks so good that you can't name me a quarterback that if they had to come play in Cleveland, they're going to be complaining. And I think that's what a lot of the Baker lovers are missing or trying to cover up the fact that they don't want to admit. You feel me? That a lot of quarterbacks would like to come play for this roster. Come play with this roster. A lot of quarterbacks probably licking their chops for Baker Mayfield to fuck up so they can come get this roster. And I bet you Baker Mayfield know that. That's probably why he came out and said what he said and put the shit out like he did. Because he know somebody else gonna come in here and take the glory. You hear what I'm talking about? I mean, could you just think about this though, to be real. Could you imagine Deshaun Watson running an RPO with Chubb and Hunt in the backfield? Come on, bruh. Are you serious? We gonna have a top 15 pick, top 20 pick, top 15 pick. So, which means we can come out with a top receiver. You know what I'm saying? Which I think they gonna target. At that range, you target a receiver that you feel like gonna be nice. You know what I'm saying? It could be it could be a Jameson Williams if he decides to come out. It could be a Chris Olave or a Garrett Wilson. It could be a Drake London. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how he measure up. You know what I mean? But the Browns need, I think in order to pick your weapons, bruh, you either got to know exactly what type of weapons you want, what type of receivers you want to fit your offense, or you got to already have a quarterback. Now, and this is where, somebody made a good point on the post I made earlier. And they said, dragging it along only puts the quarterback and the coach at risk, especially if it debacles next season. So this year, you kind of got to decide on who you choosing, the quarterback or the coach. Well, in my opinion, that's true if there's tension between the quarterback and the coach. In my opinion, the only tension with the coach, from the coach with the quarterback is, bro, you can't read defenses. It's hard for me not to stress that. Dude, you have a hard time recognizing single high safety from double high safety, zone from man. You know what I'm saying? But you got the pieces to motion to make a team expose whether they doing man or zone. Bruh, if you motion Ninjoku out wide or bring him from out wide to in tight, a defense is going to expose themselves every time. If you motion a Jarvis from an outside position and bring him to an inside position, you're going to expose the defense every time. Because you're moving them from a place where they seem less effective to a place where you know they're more effective. Now a defense has to adjust. At some point they got to show their hand. You got to use a hard count. You know what I'm saying? It's so many tools, bro, that Baker just don't use. And then when you got a freelancing receiver like Odell Beckham, he gives you the option to be able to hold plays. I was saying this in earlier videos earlier in the season. Like, as a quarterback, you got to be able to hold play, like to extend your playbook is basically what I'm saying. You feel me? Only you can come to the line of scrimmage and have the control to say, okay, this is what I'm seeing. This is how the game been going. Oh, this corner can't check this receiver. So now I'm trying to match this receiver on this corner. Even if this corner is in zone, I'm still trying to get my receiver on him because I know it's a mismatch. You feel what I'm saying? And when you got a freelancer like Odell, you know he just going to beat the guy. So all you got to do is hold the extra defender from getting to him while he beat his guy. You ain't even got to know what route he going to do. You just know in 2.5 seconds, he going to be open. So I can look over here. I can look over here, but I know I'm keeping the peripheral because I know soon as I say 1.2, you know, 1 Mississippi, I'm looking and I know Odell going to beat whoever. You feel what I'm saying? But you ain't even have enough awareness to utilize that to your advantage with a dominant run game.
Right, Eddie?
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and you know, I just wanted to kind of do that for people who be thinking like, I don't know football. Like, I need y'all to understand, bro. I've been a student of the game since '88, since I was like 3. You hear what I'm saying? Like 3-4 years old, bro. I've been a student of the game. Not just watching it. Oh, they look nice with the color. Like, bro, I used to have to study every position, how they move, how they footwork move, what's their assignments. That's from the offensive line and defensive line to the linebackers, running backs, receivers, corners, every position, bro. I can break down to you what everybody's supposed to do and what scheme and why they supposed to do it to get what. You feel what I'm saying? Unfortunately, my life ain't let me do it like that, so I'm doing it like this. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, man, Baker can be replaced. So it ain't no QB controversy because you only have a controversy when you need to build your team around the quarterback. And the team ain't built around the quarterback. It's built around the coaching system. You know what I'm saying? Now, we could argue, you know, his seems suspect. But it seems suspect with Baker Mayfield, who seems suspect himself, just as a player. So what is Kevin Stefanski's offense like with a quarterback that he chooses, of his choosing? What is his offensive system like with receivers of his choosing? He chose Donovan Peoples-Jones. You know what I'm saying? He chose Anthony Schwartz. He chose Felton. Let's see what it's like when he get to choose a top tier guy. Because his first couple drafts, they had to fill in blanks. So they didn't get to draft the guys he really wanted to draft. But now we went into the trenches. We went into the defense. Now this year, Andrew Berry can put it on playmakers. So, and we got money though. How they gonna pay this and pay that, bruh? First off, everybody who got contracts this year ain't really hit their incentives. Only people who probably hit their incentives is Myles Garrett, JOK probably hit some incentives, Ward probably hit a couple incentives. Greedy probably like it ain't a lot of players that hit incentives this year. You know what I'm saying? Hold on right quick.
Yes, sir.
Once again, gotta appreciate y'all patience, man. Nigga, a little multitasking got going on, all right? Or at least he trying to. You feel me? I keep
Making
dropping
it
my life.
happen. We making it
You
happen.
feel me? But I be loving this sports though, bro. I've been a sports fan so long. You feel me? It's hard. It's hard not to be involved. You feel me? But for once, I can say, man, my Browns ain't really in that much controversy, bro. You know what I'm saying? And our local sports media, man, they be tripping, bro. They be bringing up the worst of the worst situations. You know what I'm saying? They do not be adding no type of flavor or flair or anything positive to the franchise. And it's not the ones you don't know. It's a lot of the ones you do know. You know what I'm saying? And specifically, man, MKC and TG, bruh, they the worst. They the worst. You feel me? Listen, the Browns can win by 40. Baker Mayfield could go 32 for 35, 400 yards, 5 touchdowns. And Mary or Tony gonna ask a question about the 3 incompletions. Fuck the 400 yards. Fuck the 5 touchdowns. The 3 incompletions. And that just sums up everything, man. You look for all the negative stuff to highlight when it's all this positive stuff there for you to talk about. Why are you so miserable? Why do you feel like you bigger than a team? And that's really what this boils down to. You know what I'm saying? Writers and analysts got to understand you're not bigger than the team. Man, listen, Garrett Bush, I like Garrett Bush. I listen to Garrett Bush. I feel like he's knowledgeable and he says, he drops jewels. You know what I'm saying? Just overall, just period. Uh, But I was just not a fan of him trying to defend MKC. I respect his stance on if they like threatening her life and all that shit. Like it ain't that deep, and fans take it too far. You know what I'm saying? At the same token, though, bruh, when you do dirt, you can't control the dirt that come back to you. You know what I'm saying? Or the mud that piles up. You know, off your work. You just can't. He said something about journalistic standards. I'm going to say this like I said it on my post, man. When you can follow people home, follow them to their job, hide in the bushes, you know what I'm saying, intrude in their personal life where you have no place at whatsoever, just so you could put food on your table, ain't no such thing as journalistic standards. That shit went out the window. When you can follow people and track their life and monitor their whereabouts and pop up on them randomly uninvited to ask them personal questions and all this other goofy ass shit, ain't no journalistic standards. So I don't want to hear that. If it's gonna be some journalistic standards, then y'all need to be more sensitive or more empathetic to the fact that just because they athletes and entertainers don't mean you got the right to poke in their life. You know what I'm saying? It may be a few of y'all that they probably would like to share this information with and let you be the one to debut it. But you know, you operate in such a scumbag way, you know, who want to get personal and truthful with somebody they feel like just gonna spin it? And y'all spin truths, doctor up stories, you know, y'all pay people and put them in a position to put the athlete or said celebrity in a compromising position so you can have a story to write about. Like this shit don't make no sense, bro. It don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, man, I ain't, you know, I wasn't one of those people who wanted to bring Baker aboard, but he's been here and he's shown me some things to let me know that he could be a dominant force in this league. But until this guy learns how to read defenses, bruh, all that shit hypothetical. And we don't have years to be wasting. You know what I'm saying? When we got a championship roster right now. You know, it's a few guys coming up. You got the Senior Bowl coming up. You know, it'll be combine time in February. You know, in March we'll be talking about, you know, in was April or May we'll be talking about the draft and who getting picked where. But could the Browns move on from Baker? They can, and they can at any time they want. And I think people have to understand that when you in business, you got to lose all your leverage to what it has. There's a report that came out that said the Washington football team will offer the Browns they number 9 or 10th pick to get Baker Mayfield. I'll take it. I'll take it. You know why? Because I feel like the next superstar quarterback gonna come out when Bryce and CJ come out. Bryce Young, the current quarterback for the Alabama Crimson Tide, and C.J. Stroud, the current quarterback for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Both of these guys are freshmen, so they won't come out for another 3 off seasons. This off season coming up, next off season, which is 22 with 23, and then they'll be coming out in 24. So Baker's under contract for next season, right? We ain't got through this one. He's on a contract for next season. And then they could franchise tag him for that next season if he kind of inconsistent, but they go somewhere. Because this the Browns, man. Baker could easily come back next year, look better than he did this year. The Browns could fuck around and go to the conference championship. Now you looking at should you pay him or should you franchise tag him? You know what I'm saying? If he take us to the conference, do you still pay him? Or do you franchise tag him because you know you can get a top tier quarterback? You know what I'm saying? Or a young gun. But What if Kevin Stefanski don't want no young quarterback? What if he want a quarterback that's already available? I mean, he is a guy who could, anybody could fit in this system. So could they, take that ninth pick, invest their 2 first-round picks into top receivers and bring in, a guy like Marcus Mariota or Mitchell Trubisky? Hold on right quick. Yo, you gotta like, follow, subscribe, share. You feel me? In the street sports, we in the hood, man. You know how I go. You know what I'm saying? We do what we can in the middle of doing what we doing. You feel me? This how I go. But I really got high hopes for these Browns. Like I say, you could see him bring in like a guy like Marcus Mariota or, a guy like Mitchell Trubisky, guys who are top first round picks who got the height and athleticism and still young. You know what I'm saying? Because what Baker, like, 26, 27. They could bring those guys in and they can compete with Baker, or they could just bring those guys in and trade Baker for something valuable. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because, and people will ask, well, why would they trade Baker? Well, you got to look at this, man. These guys probably don't want that drama. Baker come with a lot of baggage, bro. He argued with everybody. You know what I'm saying? At the same token, that keeps the Browns in a public spotlight. But do they want to stay in the spotlight in a controversial way? Controversial way. You know what I'm saying? Is that the goal, to stay relevant by any means necessary? I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? I think the goal is to garner respect, to gain respect. You know what I mean? So, you know, I could see them getting rid of Baker and that baggage and letting that go somewhere else and bringing in something that's a little more settled. Because even if they bring in a guy like Mitchell Trubisky, I mean, I think Mitchell Trubisky is a capable player, bro. I would not be surprised if the Browns brought him in on a 2-year deal. You know what I'm saying? With a 3rd-year option that gives them, until they feel like, because I feel like Kevin Stefanski and them gonna be here for a minute, bro. They gonna be the coach of the Browns for a while. You know what I'm saying? Alex Van Pelt may leave. And if he do leave, I think Stefanski would bring in somebody that he trusts to call plays. I ain't saying that he don't trust Alex Van Pelt to call plays. I just don't think that's why Alex Van Pelt was hired. I think he was hired to help Baker work on his mechanics. And Baker mechanics hasn't gotten better. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you ain't even helped him improve his mechanics, why would I let you call the plays? Even if I am getting crucified on the plays, I'm the man who gonna go down with the ship, so I might as well go down in control. I can't knock that. You know what I'm saying? But before we get up out of here, I do gotta touch on these Cavs. It's getting dark. You feel me? I think I could throw a light on. You know what I'm saying? These Cavs, man. The All-Star game is in Cleveland. Where my lighter go? The All-Star game is in Cleveland, yo. All right. The last time the All-Star game was in Cleveland, Michael Jordan had a triple-double, if I ain't mistaken. And I think that was the first time they started letting players wear different jerseys, where they start wearing their own team jerseys in the All-Star game. Um, which is, I hope, is they something they let them do this year as well. But listen, man, y'all got to put players from the Cavs in the All-Star game, bro. The whole Cleveland got to chime in. The whole state of Ohio got to chime in, bro. It's the only basketball team we got in the state, bro. The whole state got to chime in, bro. We got to get Garland, Allen, and Mobley in the All-Star game, bro. Flat out. We got to have Mobley be in the Rising game and the All-Star game. You feel me? Like, we need that. But like I said, like I was saying earlier, they play tonight, 10 o'clock. They play in a few hours. Portland. Uh, you know, Rondo makes his debut tonight, I believe. I don't think Chetty is playing. Chetty might play though. Hold on, let me check that out. Chetty might play though. Let me see, because I was looking at this. Ooh, who would have thought I could choose? My niggas. Okay. So Core out. Okay, all of them out. Is they still out for real? No. Okay, so it don't look like okay. So Rondo may play because he listed day to day. So Rondo may play. Okoro, Osman, Windler, Rubio, Sexton, all out. We may see Rondo tonight, which I hope to see. Now, when the trade first came up, I was not a fan, but that was just me impulsing. But breaking it down, bruh, the Cavs might make a hell of a run with Rondo. I'm telling y'all this right now. Rondo about to have everybody out there getting buckets, bruh. I personally believe that Rondo might get the most assists he ever got in a game while wearing a Cavaliers jersey. Especially when Osman come back and Okoro come back, because by the time Okoro come back, he gonna be that really made his mark on the team, and he gonna really help Okoro be more of an offensive threat, especially off the pass and off the ball, which really makes me cringe that Colin Saxon ain't here because he could use this too, but he's still engaged, so he gonna pick up anyway. Rondo, bruh. I want y'all to just watch how he orchestrates this. Bruh, I feel like now that I done really got a chance to sit down and think about it and analyze it and really just go from both sides of the spectrum, Rondo may just be the reason Garland and Allen make it to the All-Star game. Like, he may be just that final push to push them over the top, bruh, because they're going to be able to get so many off-ball things going on. Coming off screens. I think Mobley's point production is going to increase heavily because I think Rondo will see a lot of AD and Kevin Garnett in him and just probably share the things that he learned from them while playing with them. A guy like Windler, when he comes back, I think, his spot-up game. And then Lauri Markkanen, bro. Don't be surprised if Lauri Markkanen getting way more open shots and he hitting a lot and he being a lot more productive on the point side. Because Rondo different, bruh. Just as a quarterback of an NBA offense, Rondo different, bruh. And he may not be as fast as he once was, and he older, but he been chilling for a minute. So he gonna get over here and get to play 25, 30 minutes a game. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it may not be right off the bat, but Rondo been in the game in the league 16 years, bro. He could come out the gate swinging. I mean, I ain't gonna say he is. I ain't gonna put out that pressure on him, but I wouldn't be surprised if this game he came out 14 assists, 15 assists. You know what I'm saying? He probably gonna come out with like 6 or 7 in a win. But I think the Cavs could take this game by 7. I think 7 the number they take them by. I think Dame Lillard gonna go ham a little bit. Anthony Simon's been playing really well lately. But he gonna probably have Lamar Stevens on him, and it ain't really no getting to the hold on these cats. You gonna have to shoot a lot of jumpers. but they close out so well to force you to come inside. So it's like, and then with Rondo, bruh, these Cavs about to be something crucial, bruh. I was reading, so shout out to Alex Hoops on Twitter. I caught one of his videos about the Cavs, and he was saying, "Do the Cavs have a super team?" And I bring up this thinking about should the Cavs trade or not, and it's like, bruh, the Cavs don't really need to make no trades. Like they don't have to. They could just ride it out with the players they got now. Let these guys grow, all right, and then bring back Sexton next year and see how it works. Because Rubio and Rondo is on 1 year deals, I believe. I think Rondo got a team option for a second year, and that's money off the books. You know what I'm saying? And that money off the books is the same money that you could pay Colin Sexton, because I think Colin Sexton is worth $100 million. He's a closer. He's a guy that's gonna bring you attitude and grit, and he's gonna be a welcome addition if he decides to play the sixth man. You know what I'm saying? With him and Love, bro. Him and Love will murder coming off that bench, bro. It'll be hard to outscore the Cavs bench with them two coming off the bench, and that's championship material. You know what I'm saying? As far as structure of a team go, defense, outside shooting, guys who come off the bench and get you buckets at will. That is a championship formula. Guys who can come in and just play their role on defense, you know what I'm saying, and still give you a little something to contribute to the win on offense. That is a championship formula. So I'm looking forward to this season, but we got to put guys in the All-Star game, bro. All-Star game in Cleveland, February 18th through the 21st. Get your tickets. Cleveland, we got to represent and show out. You feel me? Let them know what it's like to have a game in the land, but we got to have some representatives there. And I would definitely like to see Darius Garland in a three-point competition. That'd be raw. You know what I'm saying? Get him in the three-point, get Evan Mobley in the skills competition. You know what I'm saying? That'll be raw. If you get Jared Allen in the dunk contest, that'll be fire too. You know what I'm saying? Then you will have a Cavalier in everything. You know what I'm saying? In every competition, you will have him in the Rising Star Challenge, and you will have uh in the All-Star game. You know what I'm saying? So, but as the title is there a QB controversy in Cleveland? No. Cleveland's in a good place. We just gonna see what Baker do, man. And this game coming up against the Bengals, we're about to see the type of offense that Kevin Stefanski wants to run. And I think the way this game is called and the way this game is played is going to determine if they trade Baker this offseason. That's what I think. Um, I think it's more than possible he comes back, but I truly believe that if they play well and dominate, Baker out of here. So, Game Changer Sports Talk, InDaStreet Sports, DeeTrynt, you know what I'm saying? Like, subscribe, share, follow. Let me know what you think. Give us your feedback. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button, dislike button. And if you dislike it, let us know why you dislike it. Feel free to come on the stream and speak your piece. You know what I'm saying? We going to holler at y'all later, man. One.
Yes, sir.